climate change is a real thing that impacts our infrastructure. And so we are going to move the road inland. But as we move the road inland, we are also opening up and making accessible new lands along those roads. So you're going to have a new set of housing emerging in Hanover and Westmoreland, where the housing demands there are very high. In St. Catherine, in Minister Tufton's constituency, we have asked the NHT to coordinate a new master plan for the greater Innswood area. That alone will bring 15,000 new houses onto the market. So the PNP come with a whole heap of talk, but the Jamaica Labour Party comes with the substance of what needs to be done to move Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. Stick with the better plan. Stick with the people who understand the issues. Stick with the people who have a better understanding and greater competence of delivery. And we will launch a 1 in 5 and a 2 in 10 program so that teachers and nurses and members of the security forces working in the public sector can receive a 1% mortgage interest reduction after 5 years and 2% interest reduction after 10 years. That is on top of the already low interest rates that the NHT gives. I know that for many of you here, you live on land for which you have no security. Land passed down through your family, but you have no title. The PNP come and they promise how they go and give everybody land. Let me explain something to you. And I don't take back no chat. Squatting, informal communities, irregular settlement is created by the PNP. The PNP introduced chaka-chaka-ism into this country. The PNP introduced disorderly spatial development into this country. I want you to understand me. I went to a community called Naysbury Grove in Minister Tufton's constituency. Listen to me good. I want all Labourites to listen to me good. Naysbury Grove had its start under Operation Pride. Now, I want every Jamaican to own a piece of Jamaica. I want every Jamaican to have title for the land that they have. So and this is what pained my heart, you know. The objective of Operation Pride is something that I agree with. The country needed an Operation Pride. But the truth is, you can't leave these kinds of projects up to the PNP. They can't manage it. You will have policy drift under them. But as you know, Operation Pride was the most corrupt public enterprise in Jamaica. I stand here 30 years after Operation Pride as Minister of Housing, and I can tell you that under my watch, there has been no informal settlement created, sponsored or tacitly supported by the government. No chaka-chaka development sponsored or created by the government. Jamaica has turned the corner on chaka-chaka development because this administration does not stand for chaka-chaka development. I want you to listen to me good. I spend a lot of my time and I give direction to public resources to resolve much of the Operation Pride problems. In Minister Montague's constituency, we are spending over $2 billion to put in road, water and sewage in a housing development started by the PNP. They said to the people, you see the land there, go and settle it, and we take care of it after. 20 years after, people don't have no sewage, people don't have no water, people don't have no road. That was Operation Shame. We are the ones bringing pride to that housing scheme now, and we will be the ones to bring pride to Nailsbury Grove. Let me tell you this. I went there to Nailsbury Grove to issue out titles, because we are the ones doing the titling now. And the people come to me and they say, Prime Minister, they tell me to come and settle the land. They tell me to live here. They're not giving no survey. They're not putting no water. There is no pathway. Them just did it. Them just did it. So now, we have to rectify that. And that is why my administration changed the law to introduce something called systematic titling. We have done over 12,600 titles under that, where you don't have to come and get your title. We come to you. In the next administration, we will do 25,000 titles per year under this new law that we created. So every Jamaican can get a title, a diagram, a surveyed area of the land that they own. And Minister Montague remind me that there are many churches all over Jamaica. You know, they say Jamaica has probably the most churches per square mile. Many of them don't have their titles. We're going to create a special window for the churches to come and sort out their titles. I went to a community in Westmoreland, the name escapes me right now, and the thought just hit me that we have titles for persons who bought land from the government, but they haven't finished paying for the houses. They bought the land 30 years ago and they have very little balances and the titles are sitting in the vaults. And I just said to them, listen, go and investigate what it would cost the government if we said, if you owe $150,000 and you have been paying, but you just owe it, what would it cost us to just give you the title? And they came back to us and said, Prime Minister, it would not be a major cost, a fiscal cost, meaning it wouldn't cost you, the taxpayers. And so I have already announced, but I'll repeat it again, we'll put in an amnesty in which persons who owe $150,000 or less on the lands that they are now occupying, that they have purchased from the government, we will give you your title and write off that debt. And if you haven't been paying, come talk to us. We'll put you on a plan and a program and get you on the path to getting the title for your land. Over 660 roads are being repaired in Jamaica today under the SPEACH program. It's a $45 billion program. We started out as a road program, now it's a road and water program. We are committing to SPEACH 2 in the next term of the Jamaica Labour Party, where another 660 roads right across Jamaica will not be patched. They will be totally rehabilitated. And those roadways, listen to me carefully now, those roadways are not highways. These are the roads that take you, they run past your gate, and they take you from your community to the highway. They are the roads that run through the towns. And all of these roadways that are used by road taxis, or there is a transportation network around them. A part of the rehabilitation of the road is the erection of proper bus stops, taxi stands, and transportation centers. That will ensure that our citizens can move about in dignity and convenience. So when we say we're building a road, the road is not just asphalt. The road involves sidewalk, it involves water main, it involves conduits for telecommunication and fiber optic cables, and it also involves bus stops, bus stands, and taxi parks. Through cooperation with the United Kingdom, 48 bridges, critical bridges across Jamaica, will be repaired. That's not a promise. That is already underway, and you will see that materialize in the third term of the Jamaica Labour Party. When I took over as Prime Minister, unemployment was 13.3%. 13.3. Today, unemployment is 3.3%. We are practically at full employment. This is the lowest it has ever been in the history of Jamaica. The lowest. We did that. And you know, many people never thought that Jamaica could reach that stage. I want to say something to you here. There are two ways to prosperity. Two ways. One way is through peace. There are a lot of Jamaicans experiencing prosperity through peace. I toured South Sav yesterday, and this afternoon I toured Mount Salem. I toured those places 10 years ago. And when I went there, people were afraid to come out. People pushed their curtain away and pushed their head through the window, peering out to see who was out there. They didn't want to come out. Today, it was like a carnival atmosphere, people moving about, everybody is out, nobody have to worry. My God, if there is one thing that I am proud of as Prime Minister, that I can say I have achieved, that is that the people in those communities that were all under siege are now free. They are enjoying prosperity through peace. That is the zone of special operation. When we started, we had targeted 20 communities. These were communities that were at war and the murder rate was increasing. Today, I asked you, Sam Sharp Square, tell me one community in Jamaica that is at war and the murder rate is increasing. Tell me one. The Jamaica Labour Party has transformed this in Jamaica. We are putting Jamaica on the path to peace and prosperity. Yeah. The other route to prosperity is work. Because of our history of enslavement, work has been given a bad name. But we are transforming work in Jamaica. We work to earn, but we work for our health, our mental health. Work is good. It keeps you fit. We work to protect our environment. We work voluntarily to give back. Work is good. And under the Jamaica Labour Party, employment has increased. There are more Jamaicans working now than ever before. More Jamaicans are therefore independently earning their income. more Jamaicans can consume a better quality of life. No wonder the number of motor vehicles in Jamaica has doubled since the Jamaica Labour Party has taken power. You drive around any community in Jamaica and you can see that in every 10 houses, at least 3 houses are either repairing and another one is building. Jamaica is experiencing prosperity through work. But we know that if we don't solve the labor shortage problem, it could stifle the growth. Already we have the LIFT program and the CARE program, where we are literally paying youngsters to come and get trained, because the unemployment that we have, is not that there are no jobs for them. It's that the jobs that are available require skills that they don't have. And so we are training them. We're giving them stipends and incentives. But we're going to go one further. We have included in our manifesto a child care grant for women with children born since 2022 who enroll in a heart program, so that child care is no longer a barrier to entering the workforce and advancing their career. So if you're a young mother, which I met, and this is where this came from, I was walking in Western Westmoreland and I met a 19-year-old who told me that she had a child and therefore she couldn't go out. I came back, I sent it to the manifesto committee, we made a little video of it, the video went viral, and we said we have to do something about it. That is a government that understands the challenges, that's a government that cares, that's a government that has the right solutions for you. And for those who are on student loans, we will implement a student loan debt reset from November 1, 2025 to the 31st of March, 2026, that grants 100% waiver of late fees, penalties, and insurance charges for delinquent borrowers, a 50% waiver of interest arrears, and 100,000 credit for borrowers who have kept their account in good standing. My God, that is a good give back. Sam Sharp Square. For 9 straight years, we have introduced no new taxes in Jamaica's budgets. In fact, we are the only government to reduce taxes. We reduce GCT. We reduce transfer tax. We are the only government, and of course, effectively, we are the government of increasing the taxable threshold. And I want you to understand how I think. You have to be very careful with taxes. Taxes are distortionary. If you use the tax the wrong way, you think you might be giving an incentive in one direction, but you create a bigger problem in the other direction. And that's why you can't depend on a government that is just hungry for power, because they will use tax policy and destroy the economy. I hear they have a proposal for giving some tax breaks, and I soon deal with them. I'm not going to deal with it here. But for our seniors, and they have been writing to me patiently, we have some very good, look, we have to give thanks for our senior citizen class. They are the ones that keep balance in the society. They are an anchor. We have to give thanks for them. So for seniors aged 65 and over, we will exempt all employment and pension earnings from income tax where total income from all sources is $6 million or less per year, because we are honoring our seniors who have built Jamaica. We will introduce a national health plan for seniors aged 60 and over that will initially cover more than 400,000 people and provide benefits for 10 chronic illnesses, and we will expand this in phases towards universal health coverage, meaning that as we move along and we can secure the income, we will move the age lower from 60 to 40, and then we go down to 30 until it's universal for all Jamaicans. But we will do it in a way that will not bankrupt the country or cause you to have to pay more taxes. Minister Bartlett explained that for workers in the hotel and restaurant and bar industries and similar establishments, we will exempt tips and gratuities from income tax up to $3 million of income. But importantly, we will pass legislation requiring that at least 80% of service charges and gratuities be paid over to employees within 3 months. That gives you a greater guarantee. We were the party that delivered $1.5 million in the income tax threshold when the PNP said it couldn't be done. We have raised it to 1.7 million, and we will increase it to 2 million over the next 2 years so that your take-home pay continues to rise. Over time, we will reduce the base rate of personal income tax from 25 to 15% on a phased basis and shift gradually from direct to indirect taxation, which will allow hard-working Jamaicans to keep more of their paycheck. Time I hear the PNP talk about increasing the threshold, I laugh. Because when we announced it, them and their minions came out and said it couldn't be done. And when we got in, we looked at it very carefully and we did it the right way. Our commitment is to continue to increase the threshold the right way. Remember now, why you listen to me good? Jamaica is a country of inequity. Some people have a lot and some people have very little. Any policy you make amounts to a distribution of some value or equity. You can make policy that will give people who are already getting more, and people who don't have, they get less. When you do the income tax threshold, you have to be careful that you don't ask the person who is not working to pay more tax while the person who is working pays less tax. You have to be careful. So you have to do it in a way that is balanced. And that is how the Jamaica Labour Party has done it. Gradually. So that the poor doesn't get poorer while the rich get richer. No, what we do is do it a fair way where everybody benefits. This election comes down to two things. It comes down to a promise. When we win, we're going to take GCT off electricity. Who remember that? When we win, you're going to eat oxtail and curry goat every day. Who remember that? When we win, IMF deal in 2 weeks. Who remember that? When we win, we're going to increase employment through JEEP. Those were the PNP promises of the 2011 election. Those were the PNP promises of the 2020 elections. They promised that they would settle all the wage disputes in 2011. When they win, I will never forget it, the Prime Minister at the time come to Parliament and she couldn't make her speech when she had to put back GCT and electricity. I remember the then Minister of Finance telling the public sector workers, there is no more money to give any wage increase. In fact, you're going to get a wage freeze. Never forget that speech. Him said the cupboard empty. PNP promise. PNP promise. I remember when them come and said them launch the Jeep. And the Jeep all know no reach. It broke down.
All them attack.
Them tell you say you would get Oxtail and Corrigold. Well, it was under the PNP that them introduced a new kind of meat kind called fishback. I don't know how many of you remember that when I had to come to Parliament and show the people that instead of Corrigold and chicken, a fishback, people was eating under the PNP. That is the PNP promise. That is the PNP way. So you have a choice now of not just accepting a promise. You have a choice of looking at a government that performs. So the choice in this election is between promise and performance. What will you choose?
Them nobody like me.
Do you notice that they can't argue with this? Not a word. They can't even fight this. Because this is the evidence of our performance. You see me? I am a hard worker. Anything I put my head to, I put my heart, mind and soul in it. And I work hard. You see me talk? You see me sweat? Because I'm physically fit and ready to continue the performance for the Jamaican people. I am ready to continue in your service. I will continue to perform in your behalf so that Jamaica can finally achieve its goal of prosperity for the people. God bless you, Sam Sharp Square. Love you Jamaica. Traveling mercies home. God be with you. The third, remember, put your X beside the bell. The Jamaica Labour Party. Choose Jamaica.
Andrew Michael Holness. And our manifesto says it all. We have a powerful 18-point strategy for the continued growth of this industry. And when you go through the manifesto, you will see that the interest of the workers is at paramount in that constitutional arrangement which we have responsibility for. We are going to use a combination of legislative and regulatory arrangements to support the hard work that has been done to build the industry, to enable the workers of the industry to get a better reward for the efforts and the good service that they provide. We will develop a program that we're going to call Local First. You know what that means? It means we, the people of Jamaica, will have first call on all the supply requirements for tourism. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do that by building the capacity of all of you who are creatives to add value and to do more. So we are going to be making the little farmer in St. Elizabeth produce more. And the Minister of Agriculture is working with us to make sure that that happens. The farmers in Trelawney, the hair braiders the liquor man with the straw work, the cook shop across the road, and all the liquor people who provide services for tourism. We are going to ensure, 1, that you are trained and developed. 2, that we provide funding for you. And 3, that we provide marketing arrangements for you. Are we using digital marketing? So that on your phone, you can be contacting the hotel. Right now, farmers are doing it. They go on the phone, they talk to the purveyors at the hotel. They tell them about the fresh fruits. They pay for it on the phone and they deliver it to them in the hotels. Never before has anything like that been happening. But housing for tourism workers is the biggest part of this new plan. And we have put together already $500 million Jamaican dollars. I set up the website already. We start interviewing already. And we're going to start to provide loan support to the workers of the tourism industry so that they can own a home of their own. The JUTA and the ground transportation group, I could call all of them, suffering now, and we understand. But we are developing with our partners a new program and a new deal for the ground transportation. This business of buying park is an abomination, and we are going to stop it. In the new administration, and we're dealing with moving to make sure you can take home more pay. So we're removing the tax from tips and gratuities. And we're training now. We're training the workers of the industry. Those of you who are good at what you do. You can cook good. You do a good job in housekeeping. You do a good job in supervising. But because you don't have a certificate, them now give you no promotion. Well, we are coming to the hotel. We are going to certify you and give you the opportunity to move up in the business. Already 20,000 workers have been certified. I wonder if you see the vision. I wonder if you see why the third term is critical. We already set up in motion your pension plan. No government has ever put $1 billion in the fund to say to you, if you are 59 years old and you only have 5 more years or 6 more years to work before you retire, we will give you a pension equivalent to what you would get if you started paying at 18 years old. What a government! What a government! And finally, just to make sure you understand what the deal is for the workers, every new investor that comes to Jamaica, and you see more hotels go up now like ever. Not true. In the last 3 weeks, Prime Minister and I broke ground for $3.5 billion of new investment in the tourism industry. More hotel rooms, more jobs, more construction work. No government, and I just want you to know this, no government facing an election within 3 weeks of the election day has that level of confidence in the investment community that they can put $3.5 billion of their money into Jamaica with a prime minister that is facing an election. What a confidence. What a confidence. And so as I close, I want you to know that the future is there for you. Andrew, Michael, Holness, and the Jamaica Labour Party, we set the wicket for a perfect batting strip. Come on, September 3. Get to the wicket, start to score, and put back Andrew, Michael, Holness, and the Jamaica Labour Party as government of Jamaica. God bless you, Labourite. God bless you.